Would it be my lord's pleasure to consider the application that has been?
Yes, could I just pray for your lordship to deliver the judgment first and then look at the application?
Because Lord, once the judgment is delivered,
I am not as experienced as him. It is like a result day for me.
Lord, the issue is slightly more serious. Lord, if your lordships kindly, Lord.
Mr. Banerjee, only one thing, Mr. Bandopadhyay,
I heard
he mentioned this matter. So I asked him to wait for 2 days. And your advocate on record was there to take instructions. Whether you will support a litigant making allegations against the appearing counsels. I'm asking you as an officer of the court.
Act of
That was the, Mr. Banerjee, that was the submission of Mr. Bandopadhyay. I asked the advocate on record or any junior advocate who appeared on that day to talk to your client and to revert back to Mr. Bandopadhyay. I think day before yesterday it was mentioned, nothing was communicated from your end. Was it not expected from your end to communicate with Mr. Bandopadhyay with regard to that?
200%, Lord. I have come into.
So what is your instruction?
I have come into the matter yesterday at 9 o'clock. Gives me 1 minute. I'll just show to your lordship. Kindly open the application once.
Lord, it's my application.
No, I'm not playing. I'm not showing anything from the application except the praise. Kindly comes to praise C. This your lordship will grant immediately. Also, kindly direct both the parties. This I have taken instructions. Both the parties to not make any statement in the media.
But before that, a rule is necessary. A rule of contempt is necessary. Lord, may I place the application?
Lord, that order also your lordship will consider that both parties will not make any statement about this matter to the public or to the media while this matter is going on.
That is, I think,
this is the best I could have done in this situation.
Public figures.
Lord, kindly, Lord, this is nothing to do with public figure. This is, Lord, protecting a senior advocate who is appearing before your lordship. Now,
that Mr. Banerjee is agreed to.
No, he is not. He is saying future. There is no, Lord, commitment to at least say sorry. Lord, I am really, Lord, Lord, I feel ashamed that Lord, we are unable to protect ourselves.
That I requested Mr. Bandopadhyay to wait for 2 days. Nothing was communicated.
No, that communication should have happened.
Lord, kindly see.
So if you agree to that, so why are you not communicating to Mr. Bandopadhyay?
No, I'll tell you.
Lord, kindly see page 9. Just Lord see. Kindly see, Lord, what is the intention. Kindly, Lord, come to page 9.
Yes.
This is, Lord, from the wall. Kindly, Lord, see the last paragraph. এ ব্যাপারে প্রতিক্রিয়া জানাতে গিয়ে কল্যাণ বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের বিরুদ্ধে বড় অভিযোগ এনেছেন সো অ্যান্ড সো। শুক্রবার সন্ধ্যায় টেলিফোনেতে ওয়ালকে রত্না বললেন, আমি তো কল্যাণদার কথাতেই শোভনকে ডিভোর্স দিচ্ছি না। উনি তো হাইকোর্টে আমাকে 1 ঘন্টা ধরে কত পরামর্শ দিয়েছেন। বলেছেন সো অ্যান্ড সো ইজ কত সংসার ভাঙছে এটসেট্রা। এই ডিভোর্স দিবি না, তুই লড়াই কর, আমি তোর পাশে আছি। Lord, this touches upon the professional ethics of a senior advocate that he has advised her and now, Lord, he is appearing for the other party. This is a clear case of contempt. And Lord, I am fortified by a judgment of our High Court. Lord, I want to, Lord, rely on this judgment. A contempt rule should be issued before, Lord, anything else happens. Kindly, Lord, have a look at this judgment.
You invited this problem, Mr. Banerjee.
They are inviting it. Absolutely inviting.
I'm not saying you your plan.
9 o'clock yesterday.
Lord, please come to page 891. This is, Lord, reported, Lord, it's a Indian law reports. Kindly, Lord, come to internal page 891.
Lord, could I get a copy of what?
Yes, of course. Lord, kindly come to that paragraph. Another ground upon which I think Mr. N.K. Basu's argument was right was this. He pointed out that if aspersions are cast upon a particular advocate's party by reason of the fact that the advocate had undertaken to defend certain clients, these aspersions have certainly an effect in tending to deter the advocate from continuing with his duties for his clients. And in certain circumstances, in embarrassing him in discharge of those duties, one is not so familiar with cases of contempt of court arising out of comments upon advocates as one is with cases arising out of comments upon judicial officers, but it is pointed out by the highest authority that the court's jurisdiction in contempt is not exercised out of any mere notion of the dignity of the judicial officer, but is exercised for the purpose of preventing interference with the due course of justice. And it is quite possible to interfere with the due course of justice by making comments upon an advocate in the way of his profession. It goes without saying that unlike a judge, an advocate is quite entitled to be engaged in politics as much as he likes, and comments upon an advocate's political opinions and activities would be in no way be contempt of court. But the comment upon an advocate which has reference to the conduct of his cases may amount to contempt of the court on exactly the same principle that while criticism of a judge and even of a judge's judgment in court is permissible, criticism is not permissible if it is made at a time and in such circumstances or is of such a character that it tends to interfere with the due course of justice. Here again, I think the tendency is very slight, but if the question be whether this is a proper comment, the answer must be no. It is a comment which tends to embarrass the advocate. Now, Lord, kindly see she doesn't stop there. she goes and attacks the family. Kindly, my lord, have a look at this.
Page 11.
Kindly, my lord, come to page 11. Is this a fair criticism? And my lord, kindly see, my lord, the third paragraph. এরপরই পুরনো কাসুন্দি টেনে so and so দাবি. Kindly, my lord, have a look at that.
Junior counsel assisting us.
Is this not a personal attack?
He has no political affiliation.
And
Mr. Kaur, this is a case of criminal contempt.
this is a case of civil contempt. Lord, I tell your lordship why.
Administration of justice.
Administration of justice, but not in so far as the advocate's Lord reputation is concerned, that is at stake. Lord, what will people think? That Lord, he is a man. Palti khachen. That's the expression. Palti khe galen. Page 10 at the top. That is the expression used.
Okay.
Yes.
Lord, please kindly, Lord,
Yes, sir.
kindly see that Lord, this is not a criticism. This is a personal attack. And Lord, the dignity of the advocate is at stake.
Here, Mr. Kaur is interference in judicial proceedings. It amounts to criminal contempt.
Then,
We'll have to,
then Lord, kindly do one.
yes.
Kindly do
I
one.
can give you leave to file.
No,
an appropriate application.
we will Lord approach the advocate general for the purpose of getting Lord under section 15 and Lord in the meantime issue a gag order so far as she is concerned.
Lawyers.
So that there is no further comment on Mr. Bandyopadhyay.
I am saying,
Because Lord, I am not concerned about the parties. Parties are litigating. Let them do whatever they want.
your
But
lordship will grant immediately.
See, Mr. Banerjee is
not only see, I am saying that I expected Mr. Banerjee to come up and tell your lordship that she is willing to
I'll tell
at
you
least
what has
express
happened, but it is extremely difficult for me to, in this situation, really try to defend or even explain what has happened. Because once Mr. Bandyopadhyay gets involved, just relax. Once Mr. Bandyopadhyay gets involved, then I immediately become a part under that umbrella. Then I stop becoming a representative
that
of my. But I'll tell you
one
what has
thing-
happened
one
yesterday. I've
thing-
spoken to the client,
Yes.
and it's also my duty when I'm representing her at least to explain what has happened. These reports that your lordship has seen, I have seen those interviews. These are actually interviews that are given. Questions that were put to my client do not form a part of this article. The answers only come. Questions that were put were regarding Mr. Bandyopadhyay's submission in court about her father being very colorful and about her father having such a colorful life that he could explain to Mr. Ranjan Bachawat what it was.
Mr. Banerjee.
Was she in
One
court
thing
to
is
argue the matter?
that can be your defense in their
Correct.
application. I'm not on that. So you can fight it out. They will be entitled to take out an application. You can fight it out. That is
I'll
one
do
thing.
it or somebody else does it once Mr. Bandyopadhyay. But there's one issue that I would like to address, your lordship. Well, yesterday I had a word with my brother, my elder brother. He told me Mr. Bandyopadhyay wanted to speak to me. I tried to give him a call. I could not reach out. Later at night after work, when I met my brother, he said that Mr. Bandyopadhyay explained that his daughter is also getting threats. So when I come into court today, I called her and she's told me that from some particular number. Now this is when I'm not saying switching sides, but this has to be done. There's some particular number from which she has been receiving threats. This I will request your lordship. She's lodged an FIR. This your lordship will direct the police to immediately make an investigation and your lordship will monitor this investigation. This number is there. It's ascribed to an individual. These persons will have to be hauled up.
But
No,
what about
it can't
Mr.
go.
Bandyopadhyay's reputation?
No,
They are more concerned about.
I am a little
at
more
the
concerned
present
about this. I'm a
There
little
are
more
two
concerned
things,
about
Mr. Kaur.
this.
Please
Point
take
of
it
law.
up.
After this
It's
investigation,
seven.
Just on the point of law, even the court can take a suo motu cognizance.
Yes.
Matter may be heard by the division of criminal contempt jurisdiction.
Yes.
Every court can take a the judicial notice of that. Therefore, this is the bench where I have argued.
Yes.
Where I have argued. Your lordship takes this is I am pointing out to your lordship. Your lordship takes the no issue the criminal contempt. Issue
Yes, Mr. Bandyopadhyay, you are absolutely right. But only one thing, because this is an application taken out, because otherwise, if this is kept pending, the main matter will be kept pending. Unnecessarily a proceeding between the two.
No, that's not. That is a different. If a criminal proceeding contempt can be decided later on. That's not.
Yes.
Your lordship can deliver the
That is-
judgment. But
Yes.
your lordship kindly issue a suo motu rule of contempt. What I am submitting, it is not required to file go to the advocate general or anybody else. What I am submitting, if suppose let's assume a contempt has been committed before your lordship's court. What your lordship will do? Your lordship will suo motu contempt.
Yes.
Under
Cognizance can be
section
taken.
14.
No difficulty on that. Because there are in page 7, there are 3 prayers. With regard to prayer C, if Mr. Bandyopadhyay, are you having a copy of that?
Yes.
Please come to page 7. There are effective 3 prayers. Prayer D is omnibus prayer. So prayer C, Mr. Banerjee is agreeing to that. That an order immediately prohibiting. So he is agreeing to that. There is no
No difficulties. It's all right.
regard to that. with regard, because this is a CAN application taken out in connection with a civil revision. I will give you liberty to take a fresh application on that. I will consider.
No, may I just may I tell your lordships?
Yes.
Just a suggestion to your lordships.
Yes.
Criminal contempt is initiated when it is informed to the court.
Yes. Yes.
I am informing it. You also can dispose of this as the application. There is no difficulty. Passing an order, but rule of contempt issue.
Yes. Yes.
Then the application would not be pending. Application would be disposed of.
But something has to be forwarded before the if cognizance is taken.
My lord can refer it. It doesn't. Main matter is not judgment is will not. It will not affect the issuance of a rule. There are so many matters where the matters have been disposed of. Thereafter, also rule of contempt has been issued. Rule of contempt has to be issued. Show motor rule of contempt. I waited. I
Yes,
waited.
I asked you to wait. I asked you to wait for 2 days. So
I waited. That is the last day. That's the reason I have had to file.
this is what I told Mr.
I
Banerjee.
don't enjoy any pleasure. I don't enjoy any pleasure to file this one.
Ego. That not even not even a sorry.
My lord, may I tell you, lordships, my lord, what is now a
Mr. Banerjee,
tendency
what
has
is
been
your instruction?
my lord, a tendency has been broken.
Mr. Bandhavata, give me a minute. Mr. Bandhavata, give me a minute. What is your instruction? Can you come back at 1?
Instructions regarding, I was
That you have to instruct.
I am in a very, once he
That you have to
I don't
instruct.
know what to.
Mr. Banerjee, I am giving you 1 chance. That is why I am keeping it at 1. Or if you want at 2.
Could I just make one prayer? One prayer. Your Lordship will allow me to come back on Monday.
This, Mr. Banerjee, otherwise this delivery of judgment, that are between 2 parties. So this matter cannot be kept till Monday. Then I have to detach this. I have to pass certain orders on this. That is why I am asking you 1 p.m. or latest at 2. Because I have said that today we will deliver judgment in the main matter. This is a subsequent thing which has
I
happened.
don't try then.
This is a subsequent thing which has
I'll
happened.
come back at 1.
You come back at 1. If you have something, please communicate with Mr. Bandhavata prior to.
Hey, that should have been done in the last 2 days. I don't know why. I'm told
So now since you are here now, so do that, communicate, you personally communicate with
No,
Mr.
that of course. But once I got to know yesterday from my brother, I called him. He probably must have been in the meeting.
Maybe
I called him. Yeah, if he's there, what can I? It's embarrassing for me to even be here. I should have actually been on that side. But then
Mr. Bandhavata will be available if Mr. Banerjee contacts you prior
Yes,
to
yes.
1 at any time.
I will be. I'll be in a meeting anyway. I no problem. Let him send the text also. I will give the reply also. I don't mind. For
Sir, can
Or
I
I
give
will,
you the call?
yesterday he called me, but that time I was arguing a matter.
All right. So I am keeping,
Thereafter I left Calcutta.
yes, I am keeping this matter at 1 p.m.
Fine.
So Mr. Banerjee will take instructions from his client and will communicate to you in the
And
meantime.
Mr. Banerjee can communicate to Mr. Kaur. Mr. Kaur will take decision in this matter.
So Mr. Kaur is there. So
Whoever.
Mr. Kaur will take decision.
আচ্ছা এটা তাহলে এই করে দিন একটার সময় রাখ
We are just typing it out. I'll just show it to your lordship.
Mr. Kaur, are you satisfied with that?
No, I have not showed it to him. Lord, I have just seen it. It's been typed on a phone. I'm just waiting for it to be not given to. There's no network over there.
But there has to be a sincere apology. It's not apology for the sake of.
My lord, I
Mr.
can't.
Bachawati is here. I
This
think it has to
this
be.
can happen
all
to
I
my
can
learned
say-
friend also.
No, my lord.
Tomorrow it can happen to my learned
It's
friend. It
no
can
point
happen to
being-
me.
Mr. Kaur, now since Mr. Bachawati is here,
My lord,
so
I'll take care of the
expect that it will be a sincere
Lord,
apology.
I'll take care of that. Lord, I've also had a word with Lord. No, no. I've had a word. Lord, I'm just waiting for that type. They were typing it out on the phone. Lord, Daku.
Because
Lord,
Mr. Kaur has to look at that.
My lord,
Because
yes, I know. Lord, that's why. Lord, I said type it out. It's no point saying things orally. It'll create a confusion. Just type it out. So they've typed it, unfortunately, Lord, on a phone. But Lord, I'll show it to you and learn it, right? And if there's any change he wants, again, Lord, I'll try and persuade it. Lord, this shouldn't have gone out of hand. The way it is not, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth.
because after all, the
The way
parties
it's
may be fighting
Lord,
in the court in whatever manner they want, but the lawyers should not be.
I'm personally interested to make sure there's no embarrassment to the other side. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it.
But let me have a look at.
Yes, yes, that is.
I'm not. This must be an undertaking given to them in the form of an affidavit.
Hey, শোনো, just যাচ্ছে না, একবার দেখে নাও জয়দীপ, I'll show it to the said in করি না, একবার দেখে নাও if there's anything else you want.
This is.
But, this is a conditional apology.
Ciao, Valo, I said,
It
you
has
asked
to
for-
be an unconditional apology.
No,
Raju.
you tell me
Just-
what
just
change
give
you
it.
want in it.
Mr. Kaur,
Can
Mr.
I have
Bachchat says if you want any modification, he can.
I can show it to your lordship. If your lordship wants to quick look and suggest
Mr.
anything. I
Bachchat,
have no-
because
No,
they
I
have
know.
to be satisfied, otherwise
I know.
they are.
I know.
Do you think that this is an
I have
apology?
not even seen it
I'll
properly.
leave it to you. Just read it and
Based
tell
on
me that this is an
apology,
apology.
claim for an apology, apologizes.
For attacking the lawyers.
Senior government and for her daughter have felt insulted in any way.
Accent, please. Just let me comment.
একটা বলে দাও না যে ভুল হয়েছে
বলো না, বলো
ভুল
কোনটা?
হয়েছে
তিনটে জিনিস ধরে তো
I'll
বলেছে।
never do it again এই একটা এইটুকু বলো যে ভুল
Never
হয়েছে।
do it again, আবার কি apology
আরে,
তোমার দরকার নেই
না
বলতে।
না apology তো চাই
তাহলে-
but apology in the sense that entire
But
apology
can I suggest something? But can I suggest something? Lord, I'll give it to my learned friend. He can make modifications to this. He feels it's conditional, but I don't think so. But not if my learned friend.
So the language can be couched in a
That's what
different
I'm saying.
form if
He
according.
can. Not, I have no difficulty. Not, I'll just show your lordship. Not, I've tried to make it. Not try to ensure that. Not. It's been difficult as it is not to get this done. Your lordship knows not how these things are. But I'm personally interested to make sure, Lord, that these things don't happen.
his integrity is challenged, the professional ethics is challenged. She says that he has advised her. Where are those things?
So modify to some extent what Mr.
Let him not suggest it. I'll just forward this to him.
Suggest
It's not, it's not
Mr. Kaur, do you
connected
want
here.
to show it to Mr. Bandyopadhyay?
Yes,
But I think that would be the best. Not if required, I'll sit with him once. Not I'll sit with him once and we can sort it out. No difficulty. But if he's there online,
He's online, but in this manner it
Okay,
cannot be
fine.
shown. So you can send it or
I will. I will.
I'll
just
not-
Mr.
send
Kaur
it.
is there.
I'll
He can
send it
talk
to
to
him.
speak to Mr. Bandyopadhyay.
Yeah.
2 p.m. or what do you want? Because otherwise the matter will be getting dragged. That is the.
PM, Lord, I'm supposed to be in Alipur court. But this is something which is more important. That's the only problem.
Yes, that's the only thing, because the other part is that because I have said that today, because my judgment is otherwise ready.
Lord, would your lordship give me one indulgence? I'm told that by 1:30 I will know whether I have to go to Alipur or not. I could not come and not inform my learned friend and your lordship's court officer if I can be here at 2. Not otherwise, I'm in your lordship's hand. Not, and in the meantime, Lord, I'll
So,
send this
Mr.
to him.
Bachchat, what is
If
that?
you can
Is
suggest
this-
a change.
is the only modification. You can suggest that Mr. Banerjee may be here.
Correct.
Mr. Banerjee may be here. Otherwise,
But,
this.
please don't trouble him. I'm
No, not Mr. Bandyopadhyay.
Oh,
That is why I have
Yes,
couched
yes.
two different expressions.
sorry.
Bandyopadhyay and
I'm sorry.
Banerjee.
I'm
Your
sorry.
junior.
I'm sorry.
Your junior. Mr. Bandyopadhyay is there. That is why I have consciously used the surname as Banerjee.
Very well. Not this can be discussed. The only thing is, not if I leave at 1:30, I won't have scope for discussion with Mr. Kaur. আর কিছুই না।
না, ওটা এখন পাঠিয়ে দাও।
এক্ষুনি ভাই পাঠাও না বাবা, একটু পাঠাও না।
পাঠিয়ে দাও।
আমায় কিংবা পাঠিয়ে দাও।
So there is still 10-15 minutes left.
Yes.
In the meantime, if you can,
But if we
you can
can
come
come,
before 1:15
we'll come.
also.
We
So
will come.
passing it over for the
But
moment.
keep
We'll
it at
come
2
back.
o'clock.
If not at 1:15 or 1:20, it will be at 2 o'clock.
Let me also
Is that
speak to Mr.
understanding?
Bandyopadhyay, because Lord, after all, Lord,
Manage here.
it touches upon his integrity, his reputation, his good.
No, he has to be consulted.
Therefore,
He
I
has to be.
have to-
I think Mr. Bachchat will also appreciate that, because this may happen to any lawyer at any point of time. This should not have happened.
My lord,
And the
Lord, I'll
client
tell you,
on
Lord,
the other
Lord,
side
Lord.
should not have the right to even criticize. What happens in court happens in court. He has the discretion, and an advocate has the discretion to place the case the way he likes. So therefore, Lord, there shouldn't be any criticism of.
I think since Mr. Bachchat is now here and he has taken charge of that, I think it will be resolved.